frankly, it's stated in France, and it's in a French political context that's in the film. But I think, and that's what I've seen through festivals and through the countries in which the film was already released. I think that there's no problem to relate to that situation. It's not. It's very French, probably, but the situation, the kind of plot that you have in the film is something everybody in Europe or in the Western countries, I think, can relate to. I think we all share the same, the same fear for, massive surveillance since the Snowden affair. I think we put in doubt sometimes in every democracy the relationships of political networks and secret services, where sometimes secret services can be used for the politicians' self-ambitions. Even the plot where there's the strange intrigues behind the deliberations of hostages. I think, of course, we've seen cases like that in France, but in many countries, I guess, probably in the US or I think probably in most Western countries, we've had, some behind the liberation or of hostages. No, I wanted to, my initial idea with the film was not really, it was not really about politics. My idea was to tell the stories of a guy hired by and thinking that he's really at the bottom of this organization. That means he just knows what he has to know to do his job, and he knows nothing. And my idea was to do a suspense movie, a thriller, with this guy that doesn't know anything, and we, the viewer, don't know. We know as much as him, which is basically nothing, and we discover more and more the conspiracy in which he's been taken into, and we ask ourselves the same question. That was my initial idea, and of course, then the film is a political thriller, one could say, but I was not, I didn't try to carry, any kind of message. I think it's just, it's based on some stuff that have happened in France or many Western countries, or some fears or worries that we can have as a citizens, particularly toward massive surveillance, the feeling that we don't really understand the forces that rule our world, and the doubts that you have between the links sometimes of secret services and politics. But that was not my, that was part of what I was interested in too, was the journey of this character. Will try to find a way out of this conspiracy. No. You. I mean, I had when I was writing the character don't have any face, but when I was thinking about you're writing a CD, who could you cast in the main character? I was always thinking that I would love it to be François Cluzet, but because I knew that, because I'm a big fan of him, of course, but because I knew that he has the capacity of, he's a very subtle actor, and I think that François is able through his body language, through his facial expressions, to the way he performs and he leaves the situation to give us access to the inside, to the inner self of a character. And I knew that it would be a character that is restricted, that doesn't speak much, that keeps a lot inside of him. And I think it was key for me to have an actor with the talent of François to, basically to give us access to his mind in a very subtle way, which is what he does. Plus, then when you have François, he also had, layers of humanity that you didn't write, It was very different. It is to say, I had written the character. The character was French, and then I started discovering the work of Alba a bit before the casting, and I was watching films of her, and every time I was watching a film that she had done, I wanted to watch another one, and I was seeing all the variety of character that she's able to play, the variety of presence she's able to bring on screen, and I think it was also fascinating by I think what on scene the fact that I think she's very cinematic, and so then I thought, well, it would be great if the character would be a foreigner. This will also help to explain. I like this idea that Sarah and the personage, the character of François Cluzet, are characters that out of touch, that are lonely, but probably for different reasons. And the fact that they share some kind of the same loneliness and some inner hurt. They find together some form of intimacy, and so basically I had the idea of Alba, and I kind of changed the character basically for her. I thought the character would be more interesting, and then I met her, and then we also I think she brought a lot to the character, and it was one of the characters that changed the most with the casting, of course. Well, I guess we kind of followed the script, but we had was quite. I had set up a meeting with before the shooting for François and Alba to meet, read the scenes that they had together. And so, that kind of meeting could last, if you just read the script and get to know each other, it could last, 30 minutes or an hour. And it lasted probably close to almost a day, because each of them had a lot of ideas, a lot of generosity, and we exchanged a lot of ideas. So the three of us there was a lot of stuff in this relationship that was not, that was really to be the actor. That was the way one moves within the settings more than what is told. Basically, we didn't change much of the lines. The lines were there, but as I think for most of the film, it's not always the words that matters, and it's for us the viewer to try to understand what's happening between the characters in an unsaid manner, the way they move, the way they look at each other, the way Alba look at the character of François, and this kind of stuff, we discussed that before, and we found it on stage, because you wanted to, it's like also creating a chemistry of between two characters, and that is not that cannot really be written. No, I think the sound. The soundtrack was it's a first movie for the composer Grégoire Roger, and he worked on it all throughout the film. He was very close to. He composed music before the shooting, music that in the end we didn't use, but kind of inspired me, to find rhythm on. And it was a very organic way when we were editing. We didn't deliver him the final edit of the film and saying, okay, put some music on this. We were working with him and my editor, and sometimes we were editing to follow the music, and sometimes the music was composed following our editing. It was organic, constantly changing up until the end. I knew that in this film, in this atmosphere, the music would play a big part. The music would follow the pulse of the character, would be mental, it would bring some atmosphere. But I didn't want to use too much music. But I knew that, for instance, in the film, you probably have maybe 20 minutes of music or a bit less than that. But every time the music is there, it plays a real part. We also felt that with the sound editor, we wanted also in the atmosphere of the film to have a kind of a music with the noises in the film, to have a kind of a music of a silence, and that sometimes the sound, and you could not really realize which is music and which is sound design. Sometimes you put some. So I'm glad you liked it. It was shot in Paris and in Brussels.
Oh, okay.
But I really wanted that I wanted the atmosphere of the film to be not familiar.
Yeah.
That is to say, you're in Paris, but you don't really know exactly where. When we were shooting in the street, I was taking off, advertising, anything that comes from the daily life that could be reassuring. I wanted to be in an atmosphere where the character is kind of in a labyrinth. There's corridors, there's tunnels, there's parking, there's a door. What is behind the door? You don't know. You walk in the street. There's not much people outside. The feeling of an underworld, of a world that's creates anxiousness, and that's also slightly strange. I wanted to start from something realistic and shift the film. So basically, I didn't want to have, of course, a postcard feeling of Paris. That just want to. I really wanted you to feel that you're in an underworld.